Welcome to Fake Love and Flying Monkeys, the podcast where fake love is exposed. I'm Nova Gibson and I am your host. I'm the principal counsellor at Brighter Outlook Narcissistic Abuse Counselling.com.au. This space is dedicated to helping you reclaim your worth and understand the impact of toxic relationships with suspected narcissists. You deserve clarity, healing, and freedom from the pain of fake love and flying monkeys. So please leave a review and grab a copy of my book, Fake Love, Understanding and Healing from Narcissistic Abuse. Let's uncover the truth and take back your power. Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Fake Love and Flying Monkeys. This episode is part 1 in a 2-part series where we are going to be looking at 10 different ways that the covert narcissist devalues you. Now, I am a firm believer that the majority of narcissists are actually covert, and they are more difficult to spot than their overt counterparts. Why? Because they're the opposite of what people tend to think a narcissist is. Most of society really has absolutely no idea about the traits of someone with NPD or pathological narcissism, and they certainly have no idea about the destruction and the devastating impact that they have on their victims' lives. Covert narcissists tend to operate under the guise of being the victim, being shy, under the guise of humility. And it's these characteristics that make it harder to identify those manipulative behaviors of theirs until they have caused so much emotional damage. And one of the most insidious traits of covert narcissists is their ability to devalue their victims very subtly and often without the victim even noticing that it's taking place. So the goal of narcissistic abuse is to keep you in a constant state of confusion. They do not want you to trust your reality, and they want to dismantle your personality so that you are easy to dominate and control. And to do that, they need to, what we call, devalue you. The devaluation phase in a relationship with a narcissist is marked by the gradual wearing down, the erosion of your confidence, your self-esteem, your sense of self. And after that initial love bombing period has ended, where that narcissist might shower you with affection and all the attention in the world, they must and will subtly begin to undermine you. And this leaves you confused and questioning who you are and your own sense of self-worth. The silent treatment. How torturous is the silent treatment when someone is acting like they can't see you or hear you? They're walking past you in the hallway pretending that you're not there. It is excruciating for victims, and the narcissist knows this. It is a classic tactic they use to punish you, and rather than engage in any type of discussion or confrontation because they've done something that's inappropriate or to hurt you, they will just pull away completely, stop communicating with you, leave you in the dark, take off for 2 weeks, and you're wondering what you've done. There's no explanation, just radio silence and no response from the narcissist for hours, days, even weeks. And the feelings of being ignored and rejected and just simply unworthy of this person acknowledging your existence is meant to destabilize you and allow them to come back and remain unaccountable for whatever it was you were trying to discuss with them in the first place. They know that you will just experience so much relief when the silent treatment ends that they can come back like nothing happened. Number 2 devaluation strategy by the covert narcissist is manufactured conflict. Now, as we know, the narcissist purports to hate drama. This is their favorite go-to line whenever you try to approach them to have a reasonable discussion with them. They will say to you, "Oh, go away. I hate drama. You're always trying to cause drama." And yet drama seems to follow them everywhere. And the reason it follows them everywhere is because they create it. If there is no drama going on, then they're alone with that true self, that weak and wounded and shame-ridden true self. So they must have drama going on at all times to feel alive and feed that insatiable ego of theirs. So to avoid any peace and harmony in their life, they will manufacture conflict. It will be a night when you're simply sitting down to dinner or watching a TV show together, and all of a sudden the narcissist will pipe up with something that you did wrong the night before, and you have no idea why they're bringing it up, or that whatever happened the night before was actually an issue. And out of nowhere, you seem to be arguing with this person and justifying yourself and defending yourself. And the simple reason that this argument, in inverted commas, began was because the narcissist was feeling bored. There was no drama going on. They were feeling agitated because there was so much peace around them, and they needed to get your reactions by starting up an argument. Have you ever noticed that when you're having what seems to be a lovely, restful weekend, or you're away on a holiday, maybe you're sunbaking and just simply relaxing as you're supposed to do on holidays, and the narcissist ruins it. They manufacture some kind of drama. They manufacture conflict with you. And that is simply because of the very reasons I mentioned before. They can't have peace and harmony around them. And it also makes them feel anxious if you're happy. If you're happy and you're relaxing, you're not devoting your attention to them. So they need to throw a spanner in the works so all your attention is focused right on them. Whether it's arguing or not, they need your attention. And you probably already know by now that the narcissist is a pathological liar. They lie and their pulse doesn't change. Their breath remains the same. They have absolutely no qualms in lying. And what that means is they'll just make shit up. They will tell you that you said something that you know you didn't, or they will tell you that they saw someone and this person said that you were spreading rumors about the narcissist. In other words, you were talking behind their back. And of course, what are you going to do when you hear absolute garbage about yourself? You're going to defend yourself. You're going to try and right that wrong. But the reality is there's nothing wrong with the narcissist's intelligence most of the time. Most of the time, they actually have quite a high IQ, if not a reasonable IQ. So they know that what they're saying is not true, but they're after your reactions when you start to get anxious and frustrated because they just won't believe you. Now, you or I, if we had told a little white lie and it was really eating away at us because that's not really who we are, and someone presented us with the truth, it would be impossible to sit there and just completely deny the other person's truth, especially when you know that they know that you're lying. We just couldn't do it. It would come out in our facial expressions, in our voice, and we would crack, or we just wouldn't go there in the first place. But the narcissist has no empathy and no conscience. So they are the complete opposite. They will stand in front of you with a stony face and a calm tone and demeanor, and they will continue to tell you that what they're saying is right and that you know nothing. And now that you're starting to get elevated, your mood is starting to escalate. Of course it is. You are defending blatant lies. But when you do that, they get to flip the script and call you the crazy one. And most of the time, that makes you more frustrated. Number 3 strategy the covert narcissist uses to devalue you is telling jokes that are not funny in the slightest. And the reason they're not funny, guys, is because the intention was to harm you. It was to make you feel bad and upset you, but they disguise their real intentions by telling you that what they're saying is a joke. And then when you are naturally hurt by what they've said, they get to tell you that you just have no sense of humor and you can't take a joke. In other words, once again, they're telling you that there is something wrong with you. Covert narcissists love to use humor to subtly devalue you. And this humor will often be disguised as a joke. It's funny. Get over it. They'll do things like make fun of your appearance, like laughing while they say to you, "You're really going to wear that tonight? Ugh, don't you think you should lose a couple of pounds? Ha, ha, ha." Or they'll make fun of your intelligence. "Oh, why are you getting that book? You need to have pictures to look at, don't you?" But you as the victim know that they're not joking and you are hurt by what they say because they've done it before. They've angrily told you that you're fat, you need to lose weight, or perhaps they're telling you that you've got a low IQ and no one would want you because you're so dumb. They say these things when they're angry at you, when they're engaging in narcissistic rage. They put you down openly, behind closed doors, of course. So you know that when the ha-ha comes either side of those comments and they're telling you they're joking, you know exactly what they're trying to do. They are trying to belittle you. But it's lose-lose for you as the victim, because if you say anything, they will say to you that you have no sense of humor and that there's something wrong with you because you never find anything funny and you certainly never laugh anymore. Well, of course, you're not laughing anymore because they're abusing you all the time. Number 4 strategy to devalue you is the old feigning concern for you whilst simultaneously sabotaging you. Now, this little chestnut is one they love to use when you have any type of success in your life, or you're looking forward to something, or perhaps you're going out with a friend, or you've got a work event on, anything where you are giving your attention to something or someone else, or you might be happy and the cause of your happiness is not something that they've done. So here's a classic example. You've got the offer of a promotion at work. You're so excited about the interview that's coming up, and you tell your partner or your narcissistic parent, whoever the narcissist is, that you are excited and this will be something really big in your life. And the narcissist offers you their suggestions to help you, of course. They're offering helpful advice, but really it's self-serving and it's designed to destroy your chances of success or to undermine your confidence to be successful in what you're trying to do. Their sabotage in these circumstances can go a number of ways. They may actually give you completely the wrong advice, knowing that if you say what they tell you to say or do what they tell you to do, it will be the complete wrong thing to do and it will ruin any chance of success. Or they may tell you that that job is really not what it appears to be, and they're just using you and you can do so much better. Please don't go into that position because it will have nothing good for you and people will treat you like a doormat at work. Or they may bring up their own exciting news, their own success, which trumps yours, and anything you're doing, such as this new job promotion, will definitely interfere with their plans, which are far more important than yours, and they make you feel selfish for even thinking about going for this promotion. And number 5 strategy, and the last one in this first episode of this 2-part series, is creating a false sense of dependency on them. Through coercive control, the covert narcissists are experts at creating an environment in which you feel completely dependent on them. They will manipulate you into believing at first that their plans for you as a couple or you and your family, it's all done under the guise of caring. For example, they may say to you, "Oh, look, you don't need to work. You just stay home and look after the kids. I'll do all of that." And you do that. You remain out of the workforce, making it so much harder to get back in at a later date. And they also make you dependent in the way of depriving you of developing skills so that you can be independent of them. And once again, through coercive control, this will start off most of the time under the guise of caring. Another example, you don't worry about the bills and all the money. It's so boring. Budgeting is just a terrible job. I will do all of that for you. And before you know it, years down the track, you have no idea how much money is coming into the household. You're on a pittance of budget that they give to you to run a household, get groceries, etc. But it all started under the guise of caring. But what they were really planning is to make you 100% dependent on them. And of course, whilst they're doing this, they love to tell you that you're really bad at budgeting and you're really bad with money. And that's another reason that I'm taking on this horrible task for you. I have had so many narcissistic abuse victims in my online counseling sessions say things to me like, Nova, I don't even know how to do a tax return, or I've never even put petrol in the car. He did it for me all the time. He wouldn't let me do it. And I wouldn't even know how much money he earns, let alone be able to fill out a tax return with all the details necessary. And by the way, guys, if you'd like to have a one-on-one counseling session with me online via Zoom, please just see my website link in the description. But I've had clients who have been so embarrassed when they've told me that they had no idea how to use a computer, or they're really bad at using Skype, or they don't know how to download Zoom. And guys, if that's you, I want you to stop being embarrassed, because the reason that happens without your knowledge, it's so insidious over time, is so that you will be dependent on them. And of course, so that you feel like an idiot because everyone else can do it. And guys, this is because they intentionally deprived you of developing the skills that would make you independent of them. So that brings us to the end of part 1 in this 2-part series called 10 Strategies the Covert Narcissist Uses to Devalue You. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss tomorrow's episode, which will be part 2. And that brings us to the end of another Fake Love and Flying Monkeys episode. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking through to the end with me. Now, don't forget, if you'd like to have a one-on-one Zoom counseling session with me, please see my website link in the description. And don't forget to get your copy of my best-selling book, Fake Love, Understanding and Healing from Narcissistic Abuse. Now, you can support the channel in so many ways, guys, if you would like, but the best way you can do so is simply to share. Sharing is caring, and please leave a rating and a review. It really does help. And on that note, it's bye from me for now. Until tomorrow's episode, when we will be delving into part 2 of this series, I say to you, you are worthy of love, and you are worthy of so much more than a lifetime of fake love and flying monkeys.